Good morning, students of class 7. This is Sir Marshall, and I am here to explain you the kind of exercises, how you're going to be doing your exercise for your winter vacations. All right, so let me just quickly share the exercise with you guys. It is all right, you're perfect. This is the one. All right, so give me a moment. Let me just all right, perfect. So the topic at hand here, my friends, is creative writing. You basically have to write an essay by creative writing. You have to do multiple essays on it. All right. So let's go by them one by one. All right. See what you have to do and how you're going to be doing it. Now, the first topic here is tell about the time you were accused of something you did not do or you didn't do. All right, now this is a topic, and then I've given three pointers for you guys. Now, these pointers are basically the ones that are going to be helping you in writing this essay. Now, these are explain what happened, what did you do then, and what did you learn from the experience. Now, first of all, let's start from the beginning. Talk about a time you were accused of something you didn't do. It can be anything. Now, for example, you can talk about how you were accused of beating someone, beating your brother, beating your classmate, beating your cousin. You were accused of doing it and you didn't do it. All right, so you can talk about that. You can talk about how you were accused of stealing something, stealing a toy, stealing a thing, stealing money that you didn't do. You can talk about a time where you were accused of copying someone else's work that you didn't do. So it can be anything. So when you're talking about explain what happened, you're going to be talking about that scenario in which you were accused of something which you didn't do. All right. Then talk about what did you do then. Now, for example, if you were accused of something, what did you do after it? You can talk about after I was accused of something, after I was wrongly accused of something, I tried to explain that it was not me who did it. All right. Or you can say after I was accused of something I did not do, I tried to fix it. For example, one scenario that I can think of is that you can write about how you were accused of stealing your father's money. All right, you can say that if you can talk about you can start by saying this. Now, I was with my father in a market. All right, we had gone for shopping. Now, after we came back, my father realized that his money wasn't in the pocket, wasn't in his wallet. So I was accused of stealing his money. All right, now this is what happened. Now, what do you do then? You then try to explain your father that it was not you who stole the money. It could be anything. Maybe you can write that I tried to explain him that maybe he had lost his wallet. Maybe the money had fallen out of the pocket while we were in the market. All right, you can talk about that. Also, you can talk about, for example, if a toy was stolen and you were accused for it, you can say, I, after being accused, I tried to find out the toy and then give it to the person whose toy it was, as in order to tell him that you weren't the one who stole it. All right, finally you will have to talk about what did you learn from the experience. All right, it can be anything. Now, for example, it can be one of the things that you learned from the experience is to always be present minded. So if something like that ever happens again, you can then point out to how it happened, how it must have happened, and how you, or you can say that I learned from the experience how to explain your position correctly. All right, it can be anything you learn from the experience. All right, so these are the pointers that you will have to use in explaining the time that you were accused of something you did not do. All right, another point or another exercise that we have here is write about an unforgettable experience in your life. It can be anything that you will never forget in your life. All right, now then again, I've given you three pointers, which is what happened, what did you do then? And do you think something like this will ever happen again? Now, first of all, you will talk about what happened. It can be anything. Now, for example, your unforgettable experience can be that you went on a trip with your friends, you went on a picnic with your family. All right, these are some things that you enjoyed a lot, and therefore you will never forget it. You can talk about how you saw a ghost. A ghost is something that can be described, that can fall into an unforgettable experience category. You can talk about how you once topped in your class. That is an unforgettable experience that I'm never going to forget in my life. All right. So you can talk about such experiences. Talk about what did you do then. Now, if you, for example, had your unforgettable experience, what did you do then? Now, I would say that when I came back from, when I saw a ghost, for example, if I saw a ghost, now that is my unforgettable experience. I tried to tell it to my parents. All right. You can say that I tried to tell it to my parents. Now, for example, you can also say that, I had an unforgettable experience. Then I came back, I wrote it down in my diary. You can talk about what did you do after you had your unforgettable experience. Lastly, you would talk about do you think something like this will ever happen again? All right. Now, for example, if I say I saw a ghost, can something like this ever happen again? Maybe. You can talk about something. If you saw a ghost, you can say yes, something like this can actually have it can happen again in life. If you feel that the incident that you had, which is unforgettable, if you feel that something like this will never happen again, you can talk about, because it is so rare, and because this does not happen to many people. I don't think that this unforgettable experience that I had, I will ever be able to experience it later in my life. All right. So that is how you're going to be doing your second question. The third question is, or third point is, the third essay, in fact, is if I become the Prime Minister of Pakistan, I would. Okay. We have to talk about the things you would do when you become, or if you become the president of, or if you become the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Now, the 3 points are explain what will you do. Now, you basically have to explain what will you do if you become the Prime Minister of Pakistan. All right. It can be anything. It can be I would focus on improving the education in Pakistan, or I would focus on reducing or eliminating terrorism or corruption in Pakistan. Or it can be I would focus on cleaning Pakistan, making the environment clean here. Okay, then you have to explain how will you do it. All right. For example, if you say that you want to improve the education system in Pakistan, so how will you do it? You can say that I will basically bring all the talented and the educated people from all over the world, and I can, I will then bring them in Pakistan. I will tell them to make the system better. All right. And they will then make the system better. So that is how we're planning to do. For example, if you talk about how to reduce terrorism, so you will talk about how I can, use my armed forces to fight against them, to eliminate terrorism. Okay. So you will talk about how you will do what you want to do. And finally, you will talk about, do you think you will be successful? Now, this can go both ways. You can talk about, I think I'll be successful if I do it honestly, if I do it with full heart. Or you can talk about, because, for example, if you talk about corruption in Pakistan, you can say, because this is such a big issue, I will try to do my best. However, I don't know if I'll be successful or not. All right. So it can be both ways. But I would encourage you, if you would say that, you can be successful. I would want you to give me an optimistic answer on that. All right. Finally, it is education is important because, all right, so this is something you have to write. Why do you think education is important? Why do you think it is necessary for people to get? First point is, tell why are you getting an education. All right, so I want an honest answer. I want an honest opinion from you guys. So why are you getting why are you getting an education? It can be anything. I'm getting education to become successful in life. I'm getting education to become a learned person in the society. I'm getting education to attain knowledge and wisdom. All right. And or you can say many things. I'm getting education to become a better person. All right. So this is why you're getting an education. And lastly, we talk about, do you think knowledge and wisdom can be attained without education? Now, for example, you will talk about those people who might not have had so much education, but they are successful in their lives. So you will talk about how important do you think education is in order to attain knowledge and wisdom? Do you think it is the only way you can attain knowledge and wisdom? Now, there are certain people who might not have gone to school, but are actually have knowledge and wisdom because they read books a lot, or they have traveled all around the world, and that is how they attain their knowledge and wisdom. All right. So in the first point, I want you to write about how important or why you're getting an education, and the second point, talk about is education the only way through which you can get knowledge and wisdom. All right. So these are perhaps, these are, I guess, four exercises that you will have to do. All right. I want you to do at least a page or 100 words on each one of them. All right, at least a page or 100 words on each of them. And so that is what I'm expecting from you. All right. Now, if you have any questions, if you have any queries, do come back to me. All right, do ask me and I'll be happy to answer you or clear your understanding on that. All right, thank you.